Then Biden went on to mention someone called Ketanji Brown Jackson. Now, that's not a name most Americans know because Ketanji Brown Jackson has been an appellate judge for less than a year. But Joe Biden assured us she is, quote, one of our top legal minds.
Tucker Carlson thought he'd come for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's LSAT score, and the rest of social media came for him. Welcome into TYT's Overruled. I am your host, legal analyst Adrienne Lawrence. In light of Judge Jackson's Supreme Court nomination, Fox News' Tucker Carlson started cooking up some faux affirmative action outrage by demanding to know how she scored on the law school admissions test, better known as the LSAT.
So is Ketanji Brown Jackson, a name that even Joe Biden has trouble pronouncing, one of the top legal minds in the entire country? We certainly hope so. Biden's right. Appointing her is one of his gravest constitutional duties. So it might be time for Joe Biden to let us know what Ketanji Brown Jackson's LSAT score was. What did she do in the LSAT? Why wouldn't he tell us that? That would settle the question conclusively as to whether she's a once-in-a-generation legal talent, the next learned hand. It would seem like Americans in a democracy have a right to know that and much more before giving her a lifetime appointment, but we didn't hear that. And that was just one of many things that Joe Biden left unsaid last night.
Given the blatant racism of such a demand, social media raked Carlson over the coals. Hannah Jones, Pulitzer Prize-winning author of the 1619 Project, tweeted this. This is textbook racism, not even a dog whistle. Show clips of Tucker asking for LSATs of a white candidate. Outside of the ridiculous argument that scores to get into law school are the measure of qualification, the presumption that black people are dumb is standard white supremacy. Healthcare advocate Kendall Brown noted this. Only black presidents must show their birth certificate and only black Supreme Court nominees must show their LSAT scores. But Republicans are totally not racist, you guys. Yeah, this is just another version of asking for freedom papers, pretty much checking if we're qualified to be there, but it's not limited to Republicans. Non-black people in all parties reinforce this form of structural racism that we experience all the time. MSNBC contributor Ellie Mistel echoed the sentiment. In any event, the kind of racism Tucker is throwing at KBJ happens to black people all the time in the legal profession. We're constantly asked to reprove that we're qualified by white people who are never satisfied, no way. And all of us develop different strats to deal. Indeed, we do. But speaking of reprove, Jamie Harrison, chair of the DNC, said, Judge Brown Jackson graduated magna cum laude from Harvard Law, and was editor of the Harvard Law Review. She's the real deal. I've never heard Tie Too Tight ask about LSAT scores for other nominees, but typical of those who feel a bit inadequate. Indeed, Judge Jackson is overqualified, particularly if you consider that at least some 60 white men without a law degree have enjoyed the title of Supreme Court Justice. The hypocrisy here is palatable, but it is not as robust as the racism. What people often miss here is the narrative that runs deeper. What Carlson is really doing here is reinforcing one of the key pillars of structural racism. That is the myth that white people are smarter and innately far intellectually superior to black people. That is the real message here by questioning Jackson's qualifications. It's not the fear that she's unqualified. It's the fear that her very presence as an educated and talented black woman undermines the notion that black people aren't intellectually inferior. To Carlson and others like him, Jackson's very existence is an affront to white supremacy. So they're going to continue to target her qualifications and push narratives that really try to suggest that she didn't attain her position based on merit or knowledge. But what do you think? Will we see more racist attacks during Judge Jackson's confirmation hearing, which I believe starts March 21st? You let me know in the comments below, hit the like or follow button, and thanks for watching.